Lesson 5 is on multiplying polynomials. Yesterday you dealt with multiplying a monomial into a certain type of polynomial. Today you'll be taking two binomials and multiplying each other. You're going to use a new technique, and that technique is called the FOIL method. F-O-I-L here. And F represents first, so you're going to multiply the first terms in the binomial. So if you look at these two binomials here, the first term would be AC, so you're going to multiply those together. Then you have the outer terms being A and D would be your outer terms. Your inner terms would be BC, that needs to get multiplied. And then the last terms, which would be BD. So the FOIL method is what you'll use, and you're going to use this technique for distributing two binomials. So we have multiplication happening between these two. The reason why it's multiplying because I have two set of parentheses, and there is no operation in between here. Normally that's been an addition or a subtraction symbol. So multiplying is happening between these two binomials. Now, FOIL, remember, first, outer, inner, last. So we have the FOIL method. So we're going to multiply the first terms together. What I do is I draw an arrow here to represent that multiplication. So we have 2x times x, we would get 2x squared. We have 2x, this is the outer, 2x times 5, which would give me a positive 10x. Now we have our inner terms, so we have 3 times x, which gives me a positive 3x. And then we have our last terms, which would be 3 times 5, giving me 15. Not done yet. We have to go ahead and combine our like terms here. Our like terms being a positive 10x and a positive 3x. I'm going to go ahead and write it out in standard form. So standard form, I'm going to start with my highest degree, which would be 2x squared. Combine the like terms, positive 10x plus 3x gives me 13x, and we'll drop down 15. So that's my answer there for question number 1 after multiplying those two binomials. Multiplying two binomials, again, we'll use that FOIL method. So we'll multiply the first terms. 5a times 3a gives us 15a squared. Outer terms, 5a times a negative 4 is a negative 20a. Multiply the inner terms. 2 times 3a is a positive 6a. And the last terms, which would be 2 times a negative 4, giving us negative 8. Go ahead, combine the like terms where we can combine like terms. That would be the a's. So I'm going to start out with 15a squared. Negative 20a plus 6a is negative 14a minus 8. Here's our answer for number 2. Example 3, you're going to take a binomial and multiply it into a trinomial. Basically what you have to have happen here, you don't really have that acronym of FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. That works for the two binomials. However, you're essentially doing the same thing. You need to distribute everything into the other term. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute my 3x first. I'll distribute it into 2x. I get 6x cubed. Distribute 3x into a positive 4x. I get a positive 12x squared. Positive 3x into a negative 7 gives me negative 21x. Next, I'm going to go ahead and distribute the negative 4 into everything into that trinomial. So negative 4 into a positive 2x squared is negative 8x squared. Negative 4 into a positive 4x is a negative 16x. Distribute your negative 4 into the negative 7 here, and we get a positive 28. Next step is go ahead and I'll start out with my highest degree here first, and that is the 6x cubed. That is the only x cubed. So I'm going to go ahead and write that out, write it down in standard form there. Then we have to go ahead and x squareds. Well, we have a couple x squareds here. Those are like terms. Positive 12, negative 8 gives me a positive 4 x squared. Negative 21 and a negative 16. We'd come up with negative 37x, and then last but not least, adding that 28 onto our expression here. And here's our answer for example 3. 4, I want you to go ahead and try it on your own. Now, difference here in example 4 is you have two trinomials. You're multiplying two trinomials. So what you need to do is take your n squared, multiply everything in here. Then you just need to jump to your next term. 3n. Need to take 3n, multiply by everything in here. And last, take your negative 2 and distribute your negative 2. So that's basically what's happened there. Why don't you give it a shot and then combine those like terms and see where we wind up. There's my distribution of the n squared. Next, I'm going to go ahead and distribute my 3n. There's my distribution of 3n. Now I'm going to go ahead and distribute negative 2. There is the distribution of negative 2. Next, we're going to go ahead and combine the like terms. Try to start with that highest degree first, and I see that that would be the end of the fourth, so that's where I'm going to go ahead and start, 3n to the fourth. I'll combine our like terms. And negative 7n cubed, 9n cubed would give me a positive 2n cubed. Combining the n squareds, I get negative 23n squared. Combining the n's, I get positive 26n. And then I need to go ahead and tag on my minus 8, and this would be my expression for 4. This will conclude lesson 5, multiplying binomials, trinomials, polynomials. See ya!